I am Takla. I'm an information management specialist. I work in the Information Resource Management Bureau. I grew up in Lebanon. I'm Lebanese. I married my husband, who's an American, and we moved to the States. And he's a Foreign Service officer. So I trailed behind him basically for the first 15 years. So I worked in the IM section, or information management sections overseas, and this is how I got my training. My background is in biology, so it has nothing to do with information technology, but it's all science. It was in Cairo in 2011 when we had the revolution. So I was there, and I was assigned to do the alternate communication system for emergencies. And I was struggling to finish that project that day when I was walking around to get the funding necessary for the project. And the LES staff, the local staff, they were very worried about what's happening on the streets. And then somebody told me there's going to be a revolution. I said, no, there's not going to be a revolution. It's just going to be just a hype in the streets and everything will just die down. Nothing's going to happen. So around 4 o'clock, I got the communication system to work, which is going to be communication via SMS, phones. In the morning, we woke up to no internet in the house. And as I was on duty, as a duty communicator, my supervisor, the admin counselor, called me. She said, the phones were still working at the time. And she said, you have to call the operations center in the State Department to notify them about what's happening in Cairo. So I did. So my call was just very timely, and I had to tell them the internet was down. Half an hour later, the cell phone was down. And we didn't have a landline, or if we did, we had no numbers for anybody for landlines. But we did have a radio communication. And then later, because we had children and we were tandem, one of us had to leave. We could not be in Cairo. All families had to leave. And since we were tandem, I was selected to leave with the kids, and my husband stayed back. So I came back to Washington, and I worked in the operations center, the Cairo desk, to help with the evacuation. Diplomacy is really all about good communication, and this is how I feel. In that capacity overseas, really, we make that happen. We make diplomacy happen. I'm working in e-diplomacy, so it's all electronic. But overseas, we transport keynotes via the network. We provide secured video conferencing. We provide BlackBerries for PD officers and economic and political and the front office to communicate. We provide remote access to our network from home. So in that capacity, really, we make diplomacy happen around the globe.